This one's got multiple residents. Get ready for search and rescue.
All fire emergencies are serious. We never know exactly what we'll encounter when rushing to a fire. We do know that in fire emergencies, the actions that people take before we arrive are critical. When faced with a fire situation, what you do could mean the difference between life and death for many of your residents. In the next few minutes, we'll look at an effective fire procedure. You'll see that by remaining calm and following step-by-step directions, you can keep residents and fellow associates safe.
Room 45, come on.
Room 45, guys, let's go.
We hope that you are never faced with a situation such as this. But to be prepared, all facilities should develop a fire procedure plan, establish evacuation routes, conduct annual fire safety seminars for staff members, conduct monthly fire drills, and review the fire procedure plan frequently. While each facility will need to develop procedures specific to its own needs, there are certain crucial fire safety procedures that should be followed by all associates as they race for safety. The first person to discover a fire must act quickly and appropriately. This person should call for help from other staff using an established code word.
Code red, room 45. Code red, room 45.
Once the code has been announced, all staff in the immediate area should follow the four-step race procedure. Rescue the residents and close the door. Activate the alarm and confirm a backup call is made to the fire department. Close all remaining doors and windows and clear the hallway. Finally, evacuate as directed by the person in charge.
Miss Truth?
As always, the residents' safety is of utmost importance. Make sure all residents in the fire room are removed from the fire area. Check the bathroom as well. If residents are ambulatory, simply escort them out. To remove non-ambulatory residents, use the sheet slide technique. First, remove top covers and prepare medical equipment for transport. Untuck all four corners of the bottom sheet. While remaining on the same side of the bed, roll the sheet up to the resident between the ankle and the knee and between the elbow and the shoulder. With both hands on the same side of the resident, roll them to the edge of the bed. Pull the resident's feet over the edge of the bed. Then move to her head and turn parallel to the bed with knees bent and both feet pointed toward the foot of the bed. Slide the resident's upper torso onto your lap and down to the floor. Using the sheet, drag the resident from the room. Remember to keep your back straight while moving the resident to reduce your chance of injury. As you remove the resident, close all doors, especially the fire room doors leading to the fire area. Failure to close these doors is a primary cause of death. Closing the door to the fire room will contain the fire and smoke to the room where the fire started. Reopening the fire doors may fuel the fire and permit smoke to enter the corridor. Extinguishing the fire should not be your focus in a fire. Removal of the occupants in the fire room and containment of the fire are staff priorities. However, a fire extinguisher may be utilized in the following situations. All occupants of the room have been removed. The door to the fire room has not yet been closed. There is a fire extinguisher in the immediate area. The fire is small. You have been trained to use a fire extinguisher. You are comfortable attempting to put the fire out. If any of these conditions are not met, it's best to close the fire room door and let the fire department address the fire. If all occupants of the fire room have been removed and the fire room door has been closed, do not reopen the door to attempt to extinguish the fire. This could allow smoke to enter the corridor. Again, the fire department should deal with extinguishing the fire. If you do encounter a situation where it's appropriate to use a fire extinguisher, remember, pass. Pull the pin, aim the nozzle at the base of the fire, squeeze the handle, sweep back and forth. After hearing the code word, a nearby associate should pull the fire alarm. If the fire alarm has not sounded and you have removed all residents and closed the fire room door, set off the alarm. Each staff member should know where all alarms are located in each work area. When the fire alarm is pulled, the annunciator panel lights up. The annunciator panel indicates the general location of the fire. The panel is usually located at the switchboard or at the nurse's station. An associate should announce the location of the fire and repeat the fire code signals. Review your facility's evacuation routes often, so you'll be ready to evacuate residents as needed. The charge nurse in the fire area is responsible for directing the evacuation. They will look at the location of the fire, the extent of the fire, and the amount of smoke in the hall to decide which residents should be evacuated. As you evacuate residents, take them to the closest room away from the fire area. Clear the hallway of people and equipment. Shut all windows and doors. Remove residents from the fire area, evacuating one room at a time. Remember, clear the rooms closest to the fire area. Mark the doors to show the room has been evacuated. Then take residents to a safe area beyond the fire smoke barrier doors. Close all other doors. In some situations, it'll be safer for residents to remain in their rooms. If there is smoke in the hallway and the resident's room is clear, the safest place is in a room. If the hallways are clear, follow the procedures previously discussed to evacuate the residents. Remember, do not evacuate rooms if there is smoke in the hallway. The residents are safer where they are. When the fire department arrives, a previously designated person will meet them and take them to the exact location of the fire. If you meet with the fire official, show them a route that'll bring the firefighters to the fire area without going through the fire smoke barrier door. The fire officer and executive director must decide together whether further evacuation is needed. In most situations, if the race procedure is followed quickly and correctly, the fire can be contained with no loss of life. In a fire emergency, remember, rescue the residents and close the door. Activate the alarm and confirm a backup call is made to the fire department. Close all remaining doors and windows and clear the hallway. Finally, evacuate as directed. As you move your residents to safety, you should remember certain fire emergency guidelines. First, smoke and toxic gases are deadly. Don't walk through it. In addition, smoke rises, creating a clear area near the floor, so remember to keep low. If you are able to see the resident beneath the smoke, it is usually possible to crawl in and attempt to pull the resident out. If a person's clothing catches fire, it's important to suppress the fire immediately while protecting the respiratory tract. Grab the heaviest and nearest available material. Protect the resident's face as you lay the material over the top of the fire. Smother the fire downward. The main goal of your facility's fire procedure is to remove residents from the immediate fire area and protect remaining residents behind closed doors. However, certain areas, such as dementia units, may require additional precautions and procedures. In some cases, residents will not stay behind closed doors and could potentially wander into a dangerous area. It may be necessary to attend to these residents immediately, placing them in a room under staff supervision. Staff fire procedures should address all staff, including those who are not intimately involved with the fire. Department-specific procedures should outline any unique responsibilities, such as shutting down kitchen cooking equipment or laundry equipment. The procedures should also indicate department evacuation sites and assembly points. Evacuation sites are pre-designated areas in a separate smoke compartment of the building where staff should meet if there is a fire within their normal work area. By meeting at a specific place in the facility, administrators can quickly account for all staff and residents. Assembly points outline a location for staff to meet if the fire is not in their normal area. An assembly point may be one area for all ancillary departments throughout the building to use, or there may be an assembly point for each department. Having a pre-designated meeting place is important so the administration can account for all staff members and delegate additional responsibilities as needed. Your facility's fire procedures should be reviewed frequently. The charge nurse or executive director should make sure the critical parts of the plan are reviewed monthly. Also, the executive director should implement fire drills from time to time to make sure everyone is prepared in case a fire occurs.
You give 100% every day to provide the best care possible for each resident you serve. Now, hopefully, you'll never have to deal with a real fire emergency, but by learning and practicing your facility's fire procedures, you are completing your mission to place the residents' needs as top priority. As firefighters, we're prepared to deal with any fire emergency you may encounter. However, this is how we would rather visit your facility.